What group does this animal belong to? You'll notice it's the same question as we had in our last lesson. Well, don't worry, we're not going to do the same thing. Today, we're going... You again? Again? You know what? You're right. Why don't you take all of the rest of the lessons about life processes? Shall we take this back to my favorite place? Okay, come on! That's better. Now, if you remember from the last time we talked, only about 10% of the animals on Earth are vertebrates. But that's still hundreds of thousands of different kinds of animals. So, let's concentrate on just the vertebrates. Now, after scientists have split animals into vertebrates and invertebrates, they take each group and they split them again, because there are so many. So if we take a look at just the vertebrates, there are actually 5 different kinds of vertebrates. Mammals, amphibians, birds, reptiles, and fish. Remember, last time we talked about how scientists divide animals by their features. So, let's take a look at the features of each of the groups of vertebrates and see why scientists have put them there. First, let's take a look at mammals. Mammals have lungs for breathing. They have fur or hair. And mammals don't lay eggs. Their babies are born live and are fed milk. Let's take a look at birds. Birds also have lungs for breathing. They have feathers and wings. Their babies come from eggs. Next, let's take a look at fish. Fish don't have lungs. They have gills to breathe out of. Fish also lay eggs. They live in the water, and their skin is scaly. Now let's talk about amphibians. Now, when it comes to breathing, amphibians are kind of strange. When amphibians are babies, they have gills like fish do. But when they grow up, they have lungs like other vertebrates do. So, amphibian babies have gills and they live in the water. Amphibian grown-ups have lungs and they live in the water and on land. Amphibians have smooth skin and they lay eggs as well. They lay their eggs in the water. So, amphibians are kind of strange, aren't they? The last group of vertebrates are reptiles. Reptiles have lungs for breathing. Their skin is very dry and it's also very scaly. reptiles also lay eggs. We just talked about the 5 different kinds of vertebrates: mammals, birds, fish, amphibians, and reptiles. So, let's see if you can sort some vertebrates into the correct group. Have goat. We have an animal called a trout, a camel, a snake, a shark, a lizard, a toad. This is a fabulous animal called a sparrow, ostrich, and a frog. Think about the features of these animals and try and work out what kind of a vertebrate they are. I am going to put up the features of all 5 kinds of vertebrates so you can look at them and work it out. Once you're finished, you should have 2 animals in every category. 2 mammals, 2 birds, 2 reptiles, 2 fish, and 2 amphibians. Let's see if you can figure it out. On your mark, get set, go! Did you work it out? Let's see. Which 2 of those animals were mammal? Which 2 of those? Which ones are mammals? That's right. The camel and the goat. Great job. What about the fish? That's right. The shark and the trout are fish. How about the birds? Really good. The sparrow and the ostrich. Even though an ostrich doesn't fly, it's still a bird because it has feathers and it has wings. Remember, we need to look at the features. Okay, what about the amphibians? Have you figured out which amphibians are in the list? That's right, the frog and the toad. Both of those are amphibians. Baby frog is called a tadpole. It lives in the water and has gills. But when it grows up, it turns into a frog. Frogs have lungs and they live in and out of the water. Fantastic! Well, there's only 2 animals left, so those have to be the reptiles. That's right, it's the lizard and the snake. Great job! Okay, today we continued thinking about the question, what group does this animal belong to? We were having a closer look at vertebrates. Remember, there are 5 different kinds of vertebrates. They are mammals, really good. hard one to say, you're right. Amphibians. And the last